Welcome to Dorking Out. My name is Sonia Mansfield, and I also go by Julia Gulia. Joining me is my podcasting sister from another mister and the co-host of Dorking Out, Margo D. Hello, my friend.
Hey, put some pants on that kid.
Weird.
My favorite line in the whole movie.
That's such an amazing random line. We are dorking out about 1998. I don't know why I keep saying 89 when I'm talking to Margo. It's 98. The Wedding Singer. It is written by Tim Herlihy. I think I pronounced that right. And he is mainly he's an SNL writer who seems to just write Adam Sandler movies. But also Carrie Fisher did some script doctor work on this one. And Judd Apatow and Adam Sandler did uncredited rewrites. It's directed by Frank Coraci, who also seems to just direct Adam Sandler movies. So, cool. And so, no surprise here. It stars Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, the cutest, most adorable everybody drink. Drew Barrymore.
They're adorable together.
So
they
adorable.
Are completely I would never put them together.
Yeah.
But once they are together on screen, there's just so much chemistry. It's
so
amazing.
much. Christine Taylor, Alexis Arquette, R.I.P., Matthew Glave, Alan Covert. I'm mentioning them because I don't recognize their names at all, but I know that they're in the movie. John Lovett, Steve Buscemi, so funny. And Billy Idol, also so funny.
He's great. He's such a needed
Billy
touch.
Idol gets it. That's my.
You can't talk that way to Billy Idol.
Actually, Billy Idol gets it is one of my favorite lines from this movie. My sister and I say it to each other sometimes. Billy Idol gets it.
I like it when the woman says, "What's the Mile High Club?" And then Billy Idol's just grinning at her.
Yeah, he's like, eh. So let's start with this. Did you see The Wedding Singer in the theater?
I certainly did.
Me too. I loved Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. I thought those movies were really funny.
Same.
I haven't watched them recently, but I do think they're really funny because they're just so weird. Those movies are weird. Anyway, I love the 80s stuff and was a big fan of those movies, so I saw it in the theater too. And did you like it when you saw it?
This is the way I feel. And everyone's around like, how come I don't watch Wedding Singer more often? I like it fine. I think it's very charming sometimes. I love the leads. I wish it was funnier.
Yeah.
I really wish it was funnier. It's a rom-com.
Yeah.
Where's my com? I only have like 3 lines.
It is so sweet. And I texted you and I was like, I think this movie is more sweet than funny.
Yes.
And sometimes,
absolutely.
And that's okay. Like, it's totally fine that a movie can be more sweet than funny. And sometimes you just want sweet. And that's fine. And I think I was in the mood for it, which is why I was like, let's do The Wedding Singer. I was just in the mood for something really sweet. And I think this movie really coasts on Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler's really amazing chemistry. And when I saw this in the theater with my sister, she legit believed that Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler are in love in real life. She still thinks that. She will accept no other information that is to the contrary. She believes that they are in love. And I think in this movie, they really seem like they are. They really
They're constantly locking their eyes. Mm-hmm. They constantly look at each other in such an adoring way. It's really hard to so then it makes it okay, so let's talk about the basic plot. It's 1985 in New Jersey. I lived in New Jersey in 1985, so and I'm also going to be stickler about shit because I just am sometimes, but anyway, Adam Sandler is a wedding singer, a very popular wedding singer. All those clothes, all those colors, all that netting, all that big hair and the big chairs.
Yes.
Those big chairs that they have at wedding places.
Yes.
Totally rings true.
Yes.
That is not over the top. There are truth.
There's some truth in this movie. It's a very silly movie. It's ridiculous for sure, but there's some truth in there.
Yeah, that's very true. He's engaged to another woman and he meets Drew Barrymore, who's working at as a waitress for these events. And she's, everybody wait for it, adorable.
Everybody drink.
I wish I could have short hair and looked like her. I think it would make my life so much easier. She looks that denim jacket with the flower on the back.
I would wear it. I'd wear that now.
Absolutely. Yeah. She looks great. She's so effervescent and sweet. He is dating this woman and she dumps him because she thought he was marrying a rock star and he's just really happy being a wedding singer and just living in New Jersey. He gets dumped by her on their wedding day, which is so mean.
Shitty.
Which is so shitty.
Yeah.
And then it's hilarious because he does a gig after that and sings Love Stinks, which I love that too. I really love this movie. There's parts of it I really
that part
enjoy.
Is really funny. It is super cringy at first because he's, holiday, celebrate, and he's crying. Yeah, and then he has this like nervous breakdown on the stage and, sings Love Stinks and what's the table? It's like, and everyone at table 9. Like, I'm going to be alone forever. And so is fat guy here, lady with the sideburns, and everyone at table 9. It's like, Love Stinks. That part is funny.
That's funny. Drew Barrymore is dating a Sonny Crockett ripoff type of guy.
He's such an asshole.
He's such an 80s asshole.
Yes.
He does it very well.
Yes.
He's wearing the right suits. He's super tan. He drives the what's the car I'm thinking
the
of?
DeLorean. Yeah, and he's got the like stubble,
yes.
like from like Don Johnson's Miami Vice.
Miami Vice, that's what I was referring to for all you youngsters. That was a hit show at the time. That was super popular for a couple of years, and then it just kind of went away. But that was all of a sudden guys started like taking their jackets and whooshing up the sleeves up to their elbows and just all that thing. She's engaged to him. She's been trying to set the date with him for a really long time. Her name's Julia. And his last name is Gulia, so she's going to be Julia Gulia.
Another solid joke in this movie.
Solid joke.
Gulia.
Very funny.
She's going to be Julia Gulia? That's kind of funny. Why is that funny?
And she and Adam Sandler become besties. Like he starts accompanying her as she's preparing for her wedding. And they're going to the place where they get the cake. And there's a scene where her sister is Christine Taylor. And she's super 80s with all of her looks.
Yeah, like, her Madonna.
All of it. Like super over the top. So Drew Barrymore, she says there's one scene where she's like, tell me what a wedding kiss is. What is it called? When they're saying, what's that kiss they're describing it when you're getting married? Like it's not full tongue. It's like wedding tongue.
She called it, church tongue.
Church tongue. So there's little moments like, of course they're going to get together, but they do the church tongue. And then there's a scene where he works at a bar mitzvah. And there's a kid that's kind of shy and whatever, and he gets Julia to dance with the kid and make him feel special. Of course, he has to have him grabbing her ass.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Adam Sandler dances with a girl and puts her hands on his ass, and I'm like, ew, but whatever.
Right.
You got to let something slide.
And honestly, they just kind of get together. Yeah. They figure out that they're right for each other, and then they get married. And there's stuff about like his ex-girlfriend wanted him to be a rock star, and she spends the night with him, and she's wearing his Van Halen T-shirt. He's like, "You take that." Exactly. Max is like, "No, like you do not."
She's gonna break up the band. That's what Max is saying.
Exactly when they broke up. Yes.
It is like so silly. Like I was reading reviews about The Wedding Singer just before we were recording, and like Ebert gave this 1 star, and I was like, dude, that's a little harsh, and he's shitting all over the plot.
That's really hard.
Yeah, and he's like, it's stupid why they stay apart. And I was like, yeah, that's honestly, that's most romantic comedies. A lot of these things that are keeping them apart. It's because they're being clueless. Like she knows that Glenn's an asshole, but she is pretending he isn't. Like, that's stupid. And their misunderstandings could be solved with a conversation. But that's what romantic comedies do. They all do it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And it's no reason to, because everyone is giving a great performance.
Yeah.
And they're doing their best with it. Yeah, that's super harsh.
Yeah, and there's definitely things in the movie that are like trying too hard. There's a lot of old people say the darndest things. Like
hip hop,
yeah.
hippie.
We get like rapping granny, we get like rando old guy at the bar.
Right.
You know.
They have Christine Taylor. At one point, she's using a Rubik's Cube. And she's like, nobody will ever fix this. I'm like, that wasn't a thing in 85. That's like another time. And the other guy moonwalks and dresses like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that was like 3 years earlier or something.
Yeah, it was like Beverly Hills Cop kind of already satirized that.
Yeah.
Like, there's stuff there that there's thrown in that are kind of like, all right, we're trying a little too hard.
Yeah, what was there was the like, I'm watching Dallas and someone shot JR or something. I was like, what is he watching a rerun?
Yeah, exactly. That was solved 4 years before. Come on, guys. Like, let's work a little bit harder to get it. But I think the soundtrack is amazing.
It is. It's so fun.
It's just, it moves along at a very nice pace. And then there's a scene where she and Glenn are going to get married. And he sees Glenn on a bachelor party, and Glenn's got women hanging from him.
Yeah, he's a
cheater. He's a cheater and he's a dick. And Adam Sandler realizes she's marrying like this guy and he's a total asshole. And she thinks that he's getting back together with his old girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And so Julia and her fella are going to go to Vegas. And I never have been on a plane like he is on that plane where it's like 2 levels and there's like people walk up stairs. I've never seen that on a plane. Have you?
Mm-mm.
And so I go, it's like, oh, I'd love to.
Yeah.
But there's a whole thing where he tells all of his problems to everybody on the plane, and Billy Idol's on the plane.
I love Billy Idol in this movie so much.
He's so great. He's so freaking hilarious. He's just the perfect touch. And he's listening in, and everybody there is like, oh man, you got to go get her.
Yeah.
You got to win her heart. Yeah. And he sees that she's on the plane, and then Billy Idol helps him kind of take over the drink cart and to block the boyfriend away.
And he's like, get out of my way, asshole. Billy. I'm going to have to kick your ass.
You can't talk that way to Billy Idol. And then he plays this song, I Want to Live With You.
Yeah, I want to grow old with you. Yeah, it's so cute. It's cute.
It's very, very cute. And then they have their wedding. And we forgot to mention Alexis Arquette, R.I.P.
Yeah.
She plays George and sort of this Boy George thing.
She is singing. She only knows one song, which is Culture Club's Do You Want to Hurt Me? And like she's covering for Adam Sandler while he's like on a break or something, and she just keeps singing the song over and over. And at one point the crowd turns on her and they're just like, you suck, we hate you. It's so mean. Poor Alexis / Boy George.
She's really funny.
She is really funny. And Steve Buscemi, or Buscemi, however you want to pronounce it. Shows up. He's in the beginning as like he gives the most awkward toast. It's like, you know, my brother's getting married, but I'm the loser, right, Dad? But, you know, just like such a total fucking asshole, like drunk prick that, by the way, that shit totally happens at weddings all the time.
It absolutely does.
And I think it shows how it's a scene that shows immediately that Adam Sandler's character is a thoughtful person. Like, he doesn't want the wedding day ruined for these people that he doesn't even know. And he like intervenes. He gives a sweet toast. He ushers like Steve Buscemi's character away. And then he has his character play at his wedding at the end, which is...
And Steve Buscemi singing True?
Yeah.
Is that the song he sings?
Yeah. I'm like, I'm fine with it. I like
I
it.
love that song too. Yeah, I love it. John Lovitz is in this movie.
He's such a creep in this movie.
There's a lot of good people. I
Yeah.
mean, they have like Kevin Nealon's in
Yes.
there. I mean, a lot of Saturday Night Live people.
Yes.
But yeah, I think the woman Angela Featherstone, she plays Linda. I think she's really good. She plays Robbie's ex-fiance.
There's just funny. It's funny enough, and it's really sweet. It does use 80s stuff a lot. It's like they lay it on really thick. It's
yes,
it encompasses all 80s, so it's not super true to the time, but there are pieces of truth. There are a few things. I wanted to tell you this. I thought you would think this was funny or sad. At Robbie's wedding, they're playing an instrumental version of "Don't Stop Believing" at his wedding. Did you recognize that?
Yeah.
And I did not realize that I totally forgot that this was in The Wedding Singer. I also walked down the aisle to an instrumental version of "Don't Stop Believing."
Really?
And I was like, clearly that shit's cursed, y'all. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't use that song, everybody. It's cursed.
Oh, that's right.
I was like,
wow.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. I also wanted to tell you my random. It's not even really my story. It's a story I heard about Billy Idol. I don't know if I've told it to you before, but I'm going to tell it again. So
tell it.
Okay. When I worked at the Examiner, the San Francisco Examiner, our offices were located right above the Warfield in San Francisco, which is a concert venue. And Billy Idol was playing there, or he was going to be playing there, I should say. And he has like a smoke machine going, and like the smoke would like drift up into like our offices, and it was like the Moors of Scotland in our office. It was like this weird haze on the bottom. Anyway, my coworker was out getting some food, and he walked by the Warfield and past the back entrance, and there were all these people like outside the back entrance hoping for a glimpse of Billy Idol. And this is not Billy Idol in his heyday. This is like Billy Idol like way past Rebel Yell, like actually maybe a little after this movie. So maybe he was a little cool again. Anyway, he walks by and there's all these people like hanging around the backstage area. Billy Idol like kicks open the door and like all this smoke comes out. And everyone's like, it's Billy Idol, yay! And he just starts, and he was really nice to everyone. And he was like signing all these autographs for people, and he was being really cool. And my coworker was just watching. And there's a lot of homeless in the area around the Warfield. And a guy like walking by, a homeless guy, and he's like dragging a chair, like a beach chair. And he's like walking by, and he walks up to Billy Idol, and he gets like right in his face.
Holy shit.
And he points in Billy Idol's face, and he goes, "White wedding." And Billy Idol goes, "Yeah, man." And he like grabs his beach chair and he signed it.
Wow.
Isn't that hilarious? And then the homeless guy was like, "Yeah, white wedding," and like walked off with his signed beach chair. And I just thought it was so funny that it was cool. He didn't like freak out. He didn't make a big deal out of it. He was like, "That's right, man. White wedding," signs it, sends him on his way. I was like, Billy Idol, you're cool. I think he's cool.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I never met Billy Idol. I've seen him in concert. He's great in concert.
Yeah, he did they also have something here called the Bridge School Benefit. I think we've talked about it on one of our What a Creep episodes, in a good way, by the way, when we talked about it. And it's a charity for a school here in the Bay Area for kids with special needs. And they do a big concert every year, or at least they used to. And Billy Idol performed one year, and he was so fun. It's all acoustic.
Is.
And it's all acoustic, too. So it wasn't like his usual show. It was like him and like a man with a guitar. And they did all of his hits. And it was awesome. I think he might be a cool guy.
Oh, I think he's absolutely a cool guy.
Okay, good. Phew.
A few years after this movie comes out, I'm working at Modern Bride magazine. And I don't want to brag about my credits, but I was the director of public relations.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm Miss Fancy Britches. That was me. And I got burnt out of that job. Like weddings will burn you out. That whole wedding industry.
Publishing does too, in general.
Oh God, does it ever. And one of my coups was I knew that the musical was coming out, and I knew somebody that was the publicist for the musical. And I said to my editor-in-chief, like, wouldn't it be cool if we did a photo shoot with the cast? And the cast agreed, and they were into it. And so I got to go to rehearsals when they were creating it. It was Stephen Lynch is the star. He was a comic, and he had a guitar. He sang a lot.
Yeah. Okay. I remember him.
Handsome. That's his publicist going, no, you got that wrong.
They're coming to get you.
Anyway, it was also, the show starred Laura Benanti. She's a Broadway superstar. This was my first time. I saw her after that. I saw her in Gypsy, in a ton of other stuff. She plays Melania Trump on Stephen Colbert Show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so she was there. And it was funny because I thought Stephen Lynch and Laura Benanti were kind of really being touchy-feely. And she, at the time, was married to the lead singer of the Spin Doctors.
Of the Spin Doctors?
She was married to the guy that was the singer for the Spin Doctors, but I think they broke up. It looked to me like they were being really touchy-feely. And then there was a woman named Amy Spanger, and she's a Broadway musical actress. She's also a big star. And what I did was I had a crew come for the big photo shoot from Entertainment Tonight to interview them. And she was like, absolutely not. I'm going through a divorce right now, and they don't want them to bother me about it. And I was like, well, you're Broadway. Like, Hollywood doesn't give a shit. There's Broadway famous, and then there's real famous.
This is true.
Those are two very different things. But she was married to Dexter, the guy who plays Dexter.
Oh, shit. I know who you're talking about, but I'm going to look it up. Dexter.
Look it up, really.
Yeah. It's like Michael something, right?
Michael C. Hall. Yes, they were just splitting up. And I don't know if this is before or after he married his co-star.
Who played his sister.
Dexter, who played his sister.
So weird.
So she is like, which I remember she said to me, like, I'm just not in the mood. I don't want them prying into that. I'm like, I probably don't know who you are. But okay. But that's okay. It turned out to be a really cute photo shoot. And it did okay. The musical, it did okay. It didn't win any Tonys. It toured for a few years. But there's a song in there that I fucking hate. And I heard it every time I went, for every rehearsal, everything. And it's called Come Out of the Dumpster. Because there's a scene where Adam Sandler's in a dumpster and she coaxes him out. And they kept it in the Broadway show. And it's this big production. Like, Laura Benanti has this big, gorgeous voice. And she's like, come out of the dumpster.
Oh, dear.
It's like, oh, God, kill me. I can't take this. I can't fake my way through this. But anyway, it was a cute show.
So it was original songs. It wasn't just like a jukebox musical of 80s tunes.
No.
Got it.
No, it was all original songs. I mean, it was an 80s flavor to them all. And they all did 80s dancing, the 80s dancing, thing, that whole thing. Anyway, that was my story.
Maybe there's something about this part that makes the leads look like they're in love.
It could be. You know what? Yeah. Because there was chemistry there. I was like,
I mean, Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore made a couple of more movies together.
Right, 50 First Dates.
Yeah, which I didn't really
I didn't like that.
But you like them so much. And they did another one called Blended, which I didn't even see because by then I was done with Adam Sandler movies, and that's fine. If other people still like him, that's fine.
That's fine.
It's just not my thing anymore. But they are so sweet together, and apparently she approached him about being in a movie together because she thought they were cinematic soulmates. And she is clearly right. Because
she's absolutely right.
They are so... Because while Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore are super funny, they're kind of dude movies. You know?
Oh, they're totally two
yeah,
movies.
like they're not.
Oh my God! Yes.
The women are not. There's no thought put into the female parts in it.
The women are either super hot or they're not,
or they're
you know what I mean?
or they're
There's just,
nags and bitches and
exactly, or they could be hot and a nag. I mean, it's sort of
Yeah.
like I'm glad that Carrie Fisher
yeah,
was one of the script doctors here, because her to make Julia, I mean, just, you know, what she says in her quote, it was like, the key to it is to make the women smarter and the love scenes more powerful.
yeah.
And that's how you fix a script. And she's not wrong.
Yeah, and there's actual, like, there's scenes where Adam Sandler is not in the movie, which I don't think is the case in those other movies. And she actually has, I think, a really good scene with her mother, where she's trying on the dress. And, you know, some moms are just like old fashioned, and, you know, she's like, I don't think Glenn's right for me, because she knows Glenn's not right for her. And her mom's like, you just have cold feet, you know?
Right.
And Drew Barrymore's like crying and like, I just don't know what to do. I'm confused. And I think Drew Barrymore's such a good actress, like, that she sells something like that. That we're talking about a very silly romantic comedy with Adam Sandler. And I'm like, I really feel for her in that scene.
Yeah.
She's about to embark on something that's really scary, and her gut is telling her one thing, and she's trying not to listen to it, and that is scary. You should, by the way, always just trust your gut, ladies. It's right.
Yeah.
It's usually right. I know what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the song that Adam Sandler wrote that started when he was happy and then ended when he was sad. And how much it made me laugh this time, and he's like, I was listening to The Cure a lot too, and then just the part where he turns into where it's just like, it was all bullshit and it was a joke, and like, when I think of you, I hope you fucking choke.
Somebody kill me.
Yeah, somebody kill me. And then like that's when we get John Lovett's like behind the curtain, you know, and he's like, he's losing his mind. And I'm reaping all the benefits. And then the curtain closes. It's like such a weird random thing. But the song is hilarious. And I haven't watched like a ton of Adam Sandler stand-up. I've seen him on SNL, and I know he put out a comedy album, and he writes these songs that, you know, we know the like the Hanukkah song and
The Hanukkah song.
Yeah, and then there's another
Hanukkah song.
Yeah, it's called the Hanukkah song. And then he's written
Basically, that's it.
He's written some other funny ones, I guess, but I think this one's actually really funny too. I'll play it at my next wedding.
I loved him as Opera Man. I thought that was a brilliant sketch. I loved that.
Oh my gosh, that's
Opera
right.
Man, bye bye.
The pretty much anytime Adam Sandler did anything with Farley, like, I would laugh out loud, because Farley was just but that has more to do with Farley than Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Like, just because nobody could keep a straight face around Farley, and
He was apparently that, like, just so incredibly funny naturally.
we should do Tommy Boy sometime soon, because
I fucking love Tommy Boy.
I also fucking love Tommy Boy. And the last time I watched it, I laughed through the whole movie and was quoting a whole bunch of stuff and annoying the fuck out of everybody. So we should definitely watch it, and I'll watch it alone. I love that one. What do you think is Adam Sandler's best movie? Do you think it's this one?
I think his character, I like him. I like him and his character very much in this. There's another movie he did with Paul, what's his nuts?
Oh, Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah. I forget the name of it.
Yeah.
And he's good in it. I mean, it's
Punch
like
Drunk Love. Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah.
He has a mental illness.
Yes.
He's I think he could be a really good actor. He's
Absolutely.
the more immature stuff I've super outgrown.
Mm-hmm. Grown-ups.
You know, like Grown-ups. I also remember on Saturday Night Live, he had a routine. It was Canteen Boy. It was just a Boy Scout with a canteen.
Canteen Boy is one of the... I was just talking to someone about Canteen Boy recently because I was like, talk about a sketch that hasn't aged well. Like, it has not aged well. Because there's
painful.
Yeah, there's one. It's with him and Alec Baldwin, and Alec Baldwin's like the troop leader that's basically trying to molest him, and I'm like, oh, that's awkward. You would not do that now.
No, you would not.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, the stuff he does for Netflix is not usually my thing.
Mm-mm.
I don't. No,
I think that stuff is the Grown-Ups and what's the other Ridiculous Six and I'm like, those just aren't for me. And that it's if other people like them, that's great. I want people to watch movies that bring them joy. But
absolutely.
But I thought Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore were really, really funny. And I love The Wedding Singer. And then kind of after that, for me, it was like diminishing returns. And I could never get behind things like Waterboy, which other people super love. People love Waterboy. And I'm like, I just can't. Something about Waterboy does not do it for me. Maybe it's the accent, because he did Little Nicky, and Little Nicky was like that too. He does like weird voice inflections that I'm just like.
Little Nicky is. I walked out of that movie. I was in the theater and I walked out because it's so fucking bad.
Yeah,
and he's so annoying in it.
I really didn't like it at all, and that does not happen that often. Where it's just a movie where I'm like, I don't like this from beginning to end.
Right.
Did you see his most recent one, the one like Uncut Gems?
No.
I didn't either. I heard he was really great in it, and I heard it's really good, but I heard that it's very tense and like anxiety inducing, and I was like, well, that's kind of the last thing I need right now.
Yeah, I think that's what somebody told me too. Like, it's incredibly intense the entire time and upsetting. And I think it was released at Christmas. I'm like, well, no thank you. I've been like stuck home for almost a year at this point. No thanks. Yeah,
maybe I'll watch it at some point, but I just don't see it happening anytime soon. I don't need a movie to make me feel anxious. I have life for that. So I think I'm going to pass. It's just not my thing anymore. We kind of talked about all these. I was going to do a list of Adam Sandler movies, and then I kind of talked about them. So would you like to hear some other like 1989 movies? I pulled some up real fast.
1998, mean?
That's what I mean. See, I did it again.
God damn it, Sonia.
Jesus Christ. What's wrong with me? Okay. I know everything's wrong with me.
Stop it.
All right. I will stop. All right. Have you seen A Perfect Murder?
That's Gwyneth Paltrow and Michael Douglas?
Yes.
And was she like 22 and married to Michael Douglas?
Yes.
She's like a lot of married ladies in her early 20s.
Yeah.
Like all these old, like 20 years older men, except for Brad Pitt. All of them were much older than her.
Yeah. That
Trophy
movie.
Wife.
I don't recall liking that movie very much.
It's got Viggo Mortensen when he was like super hot.
I do like that.
Yeah.
How about Half Baked?
Yeah, that's my brother liked that.
That's not for me. That's a dude movie too.
It's a pot movie. I mean, you get to be. It's a weed movie.
It is.
Sorry.
Blues Brothers 2000,
which is fucking terrible.
I don't think I saw. I never saw that one.
It's a goddamn disgrace. It is because I love the original Blues Brothers so much.
Why would they do that?
Because Jim Belushi like really pushed for it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's sad. Way to shit all over their legacy.
Right?
I don't like it. The Big Lebowski.
Yep. One of my faves.
I love The Big Lebowski.
We should cover that.
Yeah. Who doesn't like The Big Lebowski?
Some people don't. They don't like those movies. Coen brothers, they're not into it.
That's weird.
I call them assholes.
I think so too. Primary Colors.
Yes, that's a movie. It's about the Clinton White House.
Yeah. I remember liking that one.
It's pretty good. It holds up okay. I did it on my other show a few years ago.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, screenplay by, I'm looking at it right now. Screenplay by Elaine May. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
exactly. Wild Things.
Oh, is that the sexy one?
Yes.
With Denise Richards and Matt
Yes.
Dillon and Nev Campbell? Yes.
Yeah. Maybe we should do Teresa Russell's in it.
Well, maybe we should do that.
Yeah, I'm going to write down Wild Thing. Oh, people will probably freak out if we do that one. Because it's dirty.
It's filthy.
It's got nudity.
It's got threesomes.
I'm into it. All right, I'll do
Yes.
I'll do like 2 more movies. Let's see here. La 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 la. City of Angels
Oh, that's Nicolas Cage
and Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan. Yeah, my friend worked on that movie.
Any stories?
She said that he had several wigs, and like at one point she was in a room with the wigs. She said he was okay. She said Meg Ryan was really sweet.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I just remember I had seen because it's a remake, right, of Wings of Desire.
Mhm.
And I'd seen Wings of Desire, and then I saw City of Angels, and it's like this big fucking bummer of a movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. So I didn't ever go back and see it again. And then let's pick the last one. Oh, no. We've already talked about that one before. I'm going to keep going. Bulworth. How about Bulworth? Did you see that one?
I remember seeing it, but I don't remember anything about it. I know I did see it, though. Is that Halle Berry and
Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty.
Yeah.
Is that it's a political comedy?
Yeah, he's like running for Senate, I think. And he kind of has a nervous breakdown. And he starts like saying the truth, and then people freak out, and he starts hanging around Halle Berry, and he starts rapping. It's really awkward.
No, thank you.
But I think I think it's supposed to be awkward. I remember liking it at the time, actually. And it had that song Ghetto Superstar on the soundtrack. And I do like that song a lot. It was like, who was it? Maya and Old Dirty Bastard.
ODB?
Yeah, it was a good song. Anyway, those are some of our 98 movies.
I just wanted to talk about, there were several soundtracks. This is one of those movies that had a few of them. But this is the track from the first one. It's Video Killed the Radio Star, but it was performed by the presidents of the United States of America. Remember that band?
I think that band is super fun, actually.
Yeah, they are good.
Yeah.
Of course, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me?
Yeah.
Culture Club.
Good one.
An awesome song. Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic by the Police. Awesome song.
I love that song.
How Soon Is Now by the Smiths, the best song ever.
That is such a good song.
Dope.
It's so good. I love that one still.
Love My Way, the Psychedelic Furs.
I love that one too.
Hold Me Now, Thompson Twins. Good song.
So, man, that song was on the radio every 5 minutes back in the day.
Every Day I Write the Book by Elvis Costello.
Another
Great
good
song.
one. What a great soundtrack.
Jesus. White Wedding by Billy Idol.
Yeah.
Great song. Yeah.
White Wedding.
China Girl by David Bowie.
That's a good one too.
Yeah. Blue Monday by New Order. This is like incredible.
I love it. I'm going to download the soundtrack after this.
Yeah. Pass the Dutchie by Musical Youth. Remember that?
Yes.
They were on Saturday Night Live. I remember.
I love that song.
And that somebody, Have You Written Anything Lately? And Somebody Kill Me by Adam Sandler.
Yeah. I like those.
And the medley of Rapper's Delight by Sugar Hill Gang and the actress Ellen Dow. And these are just some of the other songs in the movie.
Yeah.
Der Kommissar by After the Fire.
I have always loved that song.
Me too. 99 Luftballons.
Also great.
Boys Don't Cry, The Cure.
I love The Cure.
Jesus, this is like, there's some really good songs in this sound. Hold on, let me get a couple more. Do You Believe in Love, Huey Lewis in the News?
I love Huey Lewis in the News.
I did too. Ladies Night, Cool and the Gang, performed by John Lovett.
He's so gross in this movie.
He's nasty.
He's so nasty.
And Jam On It by Nucleus.
Okay, that's
Jam On It.
Oh,
Jam
yeah.
On It.
I love that one. Max is into it.
Yeah, he loves that.
He's all, that's my jam. That's my jam. He's going to go dance. What else are you dorking out about, Margo? Like, I don't know the answer.
I know we talked about this. I saw the Val Kilmer documentary, which is streaming on Amazon right now.
It's so
and
good.
It's really, really good. I've always been a fan of his. I always thought he's a great comedic actor. I mean, he sees himself as a dramatic actor and a serious actor. And I always liked his sillier stuff. And I think I'll say this. I think he's funnier than Jim Carrey.
I think he is so funny.
Yeah.
We did a whole episode about Real Genius. It is one of my all-time favorite comedies. So I will forever have a soft spot in my heart for Val Kilmer. He's just a funny dude. He's got amazing timing, and he's not too much. Jim Carrey's a little much. Just a little.
He's a little needy with it. I feel like Val Kilmer has more confidence.
Yeah.
And I think Kilmer is just he's super confident. He was so beautiful. Oh my God. And I didn't know about his backstory. The story he grew up with two brothers, and his older brother Wesley had a video camera, and this is like in the early to mid 70s. Not everybody had a camera then.
That was not a thing.
No, and they would make their own movies, like their own version of Jaws, and it looked really good. Like
I know.
I would totally pay money.
I'm like, I wanted to see more of their home movies like that.
More of their home movies. That would have been amazing. His brother died like 15.
Yeah,
and then
so sad.
And it kind of broke apart the family a bit. His parents split up after that. And then he was the youngest person at the time accepted to Juilliard. He was 17. He goes to New York, and he gets and 2 years later, he gets a lead in a Broadway play. And then then those people get Sean Penn and Kevin Bacon. Mm-hmm. And so then he's like the third lead. So he went from being one of the cool guys, but he had a camera with him every single place he went, all the parties. There's a scene where Sean Penn and Kevin Bacon moon him. He's got their butt cheeks on camera. But he's also, when he goes on set for Top Gun, like there's nothing from Real Genius. There's stuff like
I know, I was so bummed.
I was bummed when he didn't have anything from that, but Top Gun is, obviously that was his big hit film. Mm-hmm. And he has him at the after party with Tom Cruise being the biggest dork alive, trying to dance.
Tom Cruise is a dork.
He's a total dork.
He's, also a creep, but he's such a movie star.
He's a great movie star. Yeah. I like those Mission Impossible movies. Yeah. I like what Seth Rogen says about him. Tom Cruise is willing to kill himself for our entertainment. Like
he totally is.
And I kind of that's sort of his appeal. But to see him at like 24, maybe, he was really young and really green. But Rick Rossovich, like them partying,
Tim Robbins.
Hanging out. Tim Robbins. Oh my God, he was a baby.
I know, he was just a baby. Oh, and that Val Kilmer goes to the premiere and his date was Cher.
Yeah.
I'm like, I fucking get it. Get it, girl.
Cher was getting all the younger guys back then.
Mm-hmm.
Good for her,
she
man.
was. I know.
She was hot as shit. And then she still is.
Yeah.
And then he just all these movies that he's done, but he got married. He had 2 kids. And then he had this reputation for being difficult. And the scene where he's yelling at John Frankenheimer of all people, and he's like, is he a director? And I'm like, yeah, he's a director. Like, this movie is just crap. You're in a shitty movie. But he's got some footage of Marlon Brando.
Yes.
With the thing on his head, the bucket on his head. I mean, it's just
such a fucking weird movie.
It's a weird movie. And then it transitions into he gets throat cancer, and then he was a Christian Scientist. So he didn't go to the doctor right away, and he didn't really treat it until very late.
Yeah.
And then, so since then, he's lost his voice. He speaks with a voice box.
So this part was really difficult to watch.
It's hard, watching people be sick. I mean, we're not always confronted with that. And I think I always admire people who will let that out there because it's life.
Yeah, that's what
life.
Like what Ebert did with his Life Itself documentary.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. And his son Jack, he has 2 kids, and Jack is the narrator and sounds just like his father.
It's so weird.
and he's his like companion and Val Kilmer, he did Mark Twain. He had a Mark Twain show, and they came to New York, and I never saw it. I'm always going to be mad at myself because I was like, that sounds weird. But he really loved doing that. And then he got very sick. And now, in order to make money, he does these conventions and movie, festivals. And there's one scene where he's signing autographs for people, and they all are like, "Oh, ride my tail," and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah.
you can always be my wingman.
Yeah, I don't know his Top Gun that well, and it's like he would just be like, "Oh God," But anyway, I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah,
it's really. I wish it makes you want more. I wish there was like a series of like 4 episodes or something, and they were different periods. Him as Batman, him in Heat. Him in, in all these different movies. I mean, and Broadway and all that stuff. Anyway, I just super loved it.
I really loved it too. And like I said, I have this huge piece of my heart that is always going to have a Val Kilmer. He's always going to be there because of Real Genius. And I just didn't know all of this stuff about him. Like I knew that people would say he's super difficult. And now watching this, what you see is someone who really wanted to do like the big serious parts and couldn't seem to get those parts.
No.
And then he would try
to get them.
Yeah. And that fascinated me too.
Yes.
Or the audition tapes he made for people like Kubrick and Scorsese. He wanted what Leonardo DiCaprio gets now.
Yeah.
Like he wants to work with like the kick-ass directors, and it wasn't happening for him. I don't know why at the time. People just didn't take him seriously or what. And so he would get these parts in other movies and then try to make his part more or try to find something interesting in it to make it special. And that labeled him like a pain in the ass. And I'm like, that sucks. He never got those parts that he really, really wanted.
Right.
And that bums me out. But it's so well done. And
he got a lot of work anyway. I mean, he did. The Doors, there was like a whole big section of. So in the movie, in that concert scene that he shows over and over again, I was an extra in that scene. Yep.
Can we see you in the scene at all?
I'm gonna watch it again and see if I can find me. It's when I'm in the crowd between the stage and there's like fires in the background. So somewhere in that mass of people, I'm there, and I've never seen me, but nowadays you could really finally, pause it.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll see if I can find me.
Please do send me a screenshot.
Was fun. Yeah.
Was it like all day?
It was all night.
Yeah.
All night, and they were good. Like the band was good. It's just a song that I can't stand called "Not to Touch the Earth." Like of all the Doors songs, like this one, really? Because they're like, you're going to hear it about 100 times. And Oliver Stone came out on stage, and Billy Idol came out. He had a little part.
Billy Idol?
Billy Idol. He played like a manager or something, but he had broken his ankle he had a knee motorcycle accident. He hurt his knee or his ankle, but he was walking with a cane. He came out in the crowd like, rah! Like they would send people out to cheer us up because we're all in this weird 60s clothes and we're just outside. And and in the middle of it all, towards the end, it rained. And then it rained on us. And then they said, okay, now you got to go through the costumes and get your clothes back and give them the costumes. They're like, okay, and everybody come back tomorrow and we'll do it again. And my friend and I are like, we're not coming back.
That's enough of that.
I got my story. I don't need to fucking come back. So
I think I think that is so cool.
It was great. It was really fun.
It sounds like fun. I wish I had done stuff like that. Now I don't have the patience, so that won't be.
You have to have a lot of patience. Yeah.
No, my soon-to-be ex-husband did extra work when they would film here in the Bay Area, and he's like, it's all day. He's like, you get lunch out of it or something, and I was like, I don't have the patience for that.
Yeah.
Sonia in her 20s would have totally had the patience.
Well, it's exciting.
Yeah.
At the time.
Exactly. No, totally.
And then over the years, I know it sounds obnoxious, but over the years I've been on film sets and movie sets and TV sets. And it's like, it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of a lot of standing around.
Yeah.
For a few minutes of film.
I could see that.
Yeah.
We also wanted to talk about the other thing we both watched, which is the new Suicide Squad movie, which is on HBO Max. And we were both, let's say, disappointed.
Underwhelmed.
Underwhelmed. It was not good. I didn't really like the other Suicide Squad movie either. Like,
I hated the first one. And I know you really love Birds of Prey.
I do.
I wasn't into Birds of Prey. And this one, I like everything with Margot Robbie. I like her and I like the performance she's giving.
Yes.
But the rest of it, I mean, there's too many characters and it just resembles the Avengers too much for me.
But not in a good way.
No, it's just sort of like, oh, do they have a squirrel? What is
It's a weasel.
The weasel they have here. Like, what do they have in the Avengers?
They have the raccoon. They have Rocket.
They have Rocky. Yeah, here they have the weasel and they have a shark.
Yeah.
Why? And they have like a guy that his arms can come off, and which was, I think, played for laughs. But I'm like, this is just stupid.
It was super stupid, and there was like a woman who can control rats.
Yeah,
and I don't want to. Well, I might ruin it for people. I just didn't like it. I thought it was ugly and mean spirited.
Yeah.
It wanted to be like wacky, but then it was fucked up and dark too. And there were a lot of like unnecessary like civilian casualties, which takes me out of movies when that sort of thing happens. Like a shit ton of people die in this movie, and I'm like, well, that's not fun to me. And Margot Robbie is amazing as Harley Quinn. She's really great, and she is so good that when she's on the movie, I'm interested. I love Idris Elba so much. I think he's so hot. I don't know if there's...
I think the word's out on that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a really great actor. And if you've never seen The Wire, go back and watch The Wire. He's really, really great. I wish Idris Elba made movies I wanted to see, because he did this. He did like Dark Tower. Dark Tower was terrible too.
What about the one he did with Beyonce?
Which one was that?
That's the one where he and Beyonce are married, and then I think it's Allie Larder is this woman that has a crush on him.
I have never seen it. Would I like that one?
Oh my God. I remember the commercials with Beyonce going, bitch, get out of my house.
Oh my God. Okay. I'll put it on my list. Maybe I should watch that one.
It's bananas. It's not good.
Yeah. He deserves better than that. And
yes.
It's just the movie like tries too hard. It's just trying so hard. There's a lot of, like the movie opens with an action scene and then it's like 3 days earlier. And I'm like, I'm over this.
Yeah.
I'm over that trend of start with an action scene 3 days earlier. And then it does it a lot throughout the movie. There's a lot of like things are happening. And then all of a sudden it's like 8 minutes earlier. I'm like, just tell the fucking story in a narrative fashion for me, please.
Yeah.
I get really frustrated. And this is directed by the same guy who did Guardians of the Galaxy, which is like my favorite Marvel movie. I love
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I love it.
Even though I forgot about Rocky Raccoon for a second. Who played
Bradley Cooper does the voice.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They're trying to get that same energy here, but I don't give a shit. And I don't know who these villains are. I don't know their backstory. I don't know. It's
no heart.
It's a real waste. There's no heart.
That's the thing with Guardians of the Galaxy, is that there's a heart to there are wacky things about that movie, but there's also like some sadness and there's heart, and you have empathy for those characters. And I really care about those characters, by the way. When bad things happen to them, I get very upset.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen The Avengers, the second one, the last one.
Yeah.
the last movie, that the last 20 minutes of that movie makes me cry my eyes out.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's because it's so good, and this one
Yeah.
is not. I'm so disappointed. I
Yeah.
really, really wanted to like it, and almost instantly I was like, I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know anything about them. They randomly kill off like major characters from the first movie, from the other Suicide Squad movie. They kill them off in the first like 5 minutes. Sorry, spoilers for Suicide Squad. It's very strange movie. I don't like it, but I know that once again, like it'll have its fans, and
Yeah, that's fine.
and
I didn't.
yeah, I'm glad that there's other people that super like it. I'm just so disappointed. It's not what I wanted.
I wanted to enjoy it.
I really did, because I like so many of the people in it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, yeah, not for me. I guess that's Sylvester Stallone doing the voice of the shark, by the way.
Oh, is that? Oh, God.
I'm like, yeah. I didn't care about any of it. I wasn't in just Margot Robbie. She's the only one. The rest of them, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not good. And it's got a villain that I was like, who's the villain?
Well, aren't they all supposed to be?
I guess.
technically?
And then it ends with like a giant fucking starfish walking around, like a Godzilla thing. I don't even understand what it was trying to do. It's not for me.
The starfish made me crazy.
It's
I
fucking
just
stupid
was
as
like,
shit.
This is the dumbest. And this is the thing. I'm home. I got wine.
Yeah.
I got my feet up. I'm comfy. And I could not stay away from my phone because this movie was just not grabbing me. Not grabbing me.
I was like, what the fuck? The bad guy's a giant starfish, you see, and it fucking
And then
shoots
everybody has
other
a
starfish.
It's so dumb.
And it's got a giant eyeball, and then there's some like fucking rats that are around. I'm like,
You know what I saw
what?
that I dorked out about that I really enjoyed because writing my book, I'm writing about scenes that take place in Brooklyn, but Coney Island was my work for like 2 weeks. And Spider-Man Homecoming, the one with Michael Keaton
Yes.
as Vulture, that's a fucking rad movie.
I loved that movie. I still haven't seen the second one. I should actually watch it. But
Yeah.
I loved that Spider-Man, and I thought Tom Holland is such a great Spider-Man.
He is perfect.
Yes.
And Garcelle Beauvais is in there. I was like, oh my God, it's Garcelle. It's got great people. It's funny. It's scary.
Mhm.
It's like a perfect movie. I super enjoyed it.
I should rewatch because I really enjoyed that one. And then I could watch Far From Home, which, did you see that one yet?
Is that Spider-Man, the one where he's in France?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Okay, good. Well, maybe I'll do a little double feature.
Yeah, that's good. And then the animated one is really good. There's multiple Spider-Man.
Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse. That one's great.
Yeah, I love that. That was really good.
I should show that one to
Marvel.
Calvin.
Yeah, Calvin would love it.
I'm like, he'd be at least entertained. Because it's really cool to look at, even if he doesn't follow the story.
Yeah.
This was fun. I'm really glad that we talked about something sweet. That was...
Yeah, that was... we wound up talking about something that wasn't sweet, but the first part, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And then I want to say next week we are going to talk about Girls Just Want to Have Fun from 1985.
Which is going to be interesting because this movie we saw for this show takes place in 1985.
Yes.
It's going to be fun to watch. It was actually filmed in 85.
Exactly.
And I don't think I've seen it since the 80s. So I'm really excited to check it out.
I absolutely have not seen it since the 80s, but I watched it a lot back in the day. So I'm curious to see how much muscle memory I have for this movie. And and it was a request, and it's been a request multiple times, but our listener, Michelle, not my sister, Michelle, the other Michelle, has requested it multiple times. And I'm sorry that it took us so long to get to it, but I'm glad we're finally doing it.
Yeah, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Sarah Jessica Parker, Helen Hunt. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun. Where can people find you on the internet, Margo?
You could find me on social media at Brooklyn Fit Chick for Twitter and Instagram, and my blog website is brooklynfitchick.com.
And if you like the sound of our voices, and I assume you do, because who wouldn't? Only a monster. Right? We host another podcast called What a Creep. And every week we talk about a creep, and we end the episode with someone who's not a creep. And right now we're talking about Joe Francis from Girls Gone Wild. Fuck that guy.
Creep.
We're having a really good time. So please enjoy. You can find Dorking Out at dorkingoutshow.com, and you could email us at dorkingoutshow@gmail.com and get some stickers if you would like. They're super cute.
They are.
You can find me at thesoniashow.com and The Sonia Show on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, where I'm there ruining it for the kids. I'm really glad that we talked about this. I'm going to go listen to the Wedding Singer soundtrack now.
Yeah, totally. So am I.
Do you really want to hurt me?
Hey, put some pants on that kid.